Eiki Helgason is one of the most creative and stylish street riders in the world. So it comes as no surprise that his very own signature pro model from Lobster Snowboards isn't just the most jib-specific option in their line, it's also one of the best boards on the market for taking your riding to the park and streets this season. This was a real standout snowboard for our test team, with one of them saying it was possibly the easiest and most forgiving snowboard they've ever ridden. So let's take a closer look at it. Many jib-specific boards are built around a true twin shape with a mellow flex to make switch riding, pressing and buttering really accessible. And Eiki's Pro model is no different. You'll notice how blunt the tips in the nose and tail are, and this helps to reduce the swing weight of the board, so it's much more maneuverable and easier to control your rotations in the air. It's also got a low-rise positive camber running from the tip to tail. It's not a super aggressive profile, so it's still very easy to lock into a press, but having that full-length camber does give you some additional ollie power when it comes to getting this thing up into the air. Where it breaks away from the crowd is with its jib-specific variant of triple base technology. So starting from just outside the inserts, the nose and tail of the board is broken into 3 different sections. Firstly, there's this wide center base section, which gives you a really stable platform if you're popping or pressing off the ends of the board. But on either side, it's flanked by these 2 side base sections, which have a really subtle uplift, and that increases more around the contact point area to create this 3-step shape at the very ends of the board. It's pretty obvious how that translates to park riding and jibbing. By having slightly uplifted contact points, the board becomes way more forgiving on boxes, rails, or if you don't quite get your rotations round on kickers. But it does so without compromising any of the board's pop or stability when you're riding flat on the center of the base. It's definitely the kind of snowboard that will really set you up to push your riding this year. You'll find yourself able to ride out sketchy positions way more easily, and it's so easy to bend and twist the board exactly how you want. But it doesn't stop there. The combination of the full camber and the triple base profile make this a pretty versatile board once you're outside of the park ropes. There's enough grip and stability to actually lay out a pretty decent carve, and those side kicks don't just smooth out turn transitions in rough terrain, they even add a little bit of extra lift in powder conditions too. Now, I'm not saying this makes it a suitable all-mountain snowboard, it's still an out-and-out jib-specific deck, but it does make life a little bit easier for riding the rest of the resort in between park laps. Now, the core itself is pretty soft flexing, but it's no slouch in terms of its performance and its durability. The poplar wood core is reinforced with hardwood stringers to add some extra strength around the inserts, and the biax fiberglass layers won't necessarily overly stiffen the board torsionally, but they do give the core some extra energy through its length. The board also features a couple of carbon stringers that run directly from the heel to the toe edge underneath the binding inserts. These allow the longitudinal flex to stay pretty mellow and mean the ends of the board are still really playful, but they do provide a little added dose of energy underfoot. So if you're making some quick adjustments on the run into a feature, or you just want a little bit more response on the edge underfoot, these are going to really help with that. Underneath, the board is fitted with a super fast sintered base, which you don't often find on jib boards, making it run really fast all day without the need to frequently service and wax the base. The sidewalls have also been infused with urethane, adding a sort of bumper-like finish down the sides of the board to fend off any big impacts and dampen higher speed vibrations. Jib-specific snowboards often fall into the trap of omitting any higher grade materials in exchange for a softer flex, but Eiki's Pro model manages to walk the line of a board that's super fun, intuitive and forgiving to ride, but is still built with premium materials and a construction that can go for day after day of riding in the park and the streets. It was a real standout this year and remains one of the best boards to push your park riding on this season. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any questions, then please do stick them down below in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for loads more snowboard content this year, and we will see you in the next one.